Yeah, and then our shoes are back there, so we're swimming towards the storm.
Yes, we can't even reach them, and we
Yeah.
have to get to the steps so we can
Yeah,
pull
then we have to-
ourselves
And we
up
can't even pull ourselves up, so the wind is
because
hitting.
we're slipping down.
Yeah, and then we look back, there's a boat just floating away in the
Yes,
wind.
and there's a kid just going with the wind, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to save that kid.
Yeah.
So I'm swimming to it.
Sound, speeding,
Camera rolling.
rolling,
Episode 6, take 1.
mark. Nice.
I love that.
Very good.
Oh my god. You say they're called slits, right?
Slate.
It's slates, yes.
Yeah, mine is a very cheap one. You can't even erase it anymore. As soon
Oh,
as you
that's
write, it just
true.
puts a mark on there.
Did you put glue on it or something?
I don't know what. Yeah, maybe tape. Tape that was just stuck. And then
Probably, yes. But I loved it. I just saw it and I was like,
fun.
we have to take it with
Yeah.
us. Yeah, I would just see it in the movies and stuff. I always wanted to use that.
just saying action is like more fun than anything in a movie.
Yes.
Or yeah,
And
cool.
do they actually... It's really helpful, right? In editing.
it is because it syncs the sound in a second. So anything we get with this recorder here and the camera,
Right.
bing, just put this little clap on.
Uh-huh.
They match, and it also has like the scene name and everything, so it's easy to find.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're on set, they know that, okay, this take was really good.
Yeah,
And the director like kind of takes a note of that
that's true.
for editing, or do they just have all this stuff and then
Mhm.
the editor decides?
Yeah, actually, the script supervisor is somebody who takes notes while they film, and then the director could be like, "This is the best take." They will put a star, so then you know. But the editor still watches every take.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's something,
Slating
yeah.
is awesome.
I didn't know about that. So,
Now you do.
how was your week? How's it been?
I feel like I know how your week was.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of. We've been hanging out
yes,
a lot this
a
past
lot,
few
yeah.
72 hours. I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Because I didn't want you to miss me a lot. I know
Aw.
that you pine my
That's
departure
perfect.
all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, so it was so nice to hang out with you. We
Yeah.
did lots of things. We swam in a lake.
Yes.
We wrote. We wrote a little bit.
Yeah, we tried. We talked about writing.
We talked about writing.
That's very good.
We hosted a party. We planned and
Yes.
hosted a party.
Entertain the kids.
Entertained a bunch of kids. We played music.
Yeah. I felt like, okay, we were like the entertainment directors of
Oh,
the kids department. That's kind of...
right.
I'm always that. I always have that role in
Mhm.
family and relative gatherings. That's like my expertise. So.
You just take the kids away, and
Oh,
then they get so happy. They're busy the whole time.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We
Mhm.
sing sometimes. I mean, even when I was back there, I would just do that. Yeah, just take the kids
Same.
and play.
Me too. But doesn't that make you feel like they're gonna say, "Wow, but you're an adult and you always hang out with kids. Maybe you're
Oh.
stupid." Don't you
But
think they'll
that's
say that?
kind of like everybody views me as the kid because I act like that. So
Interesting.
in the family gatherings, at least,
Mhm.
it's a good gateway. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have to do the stuff, the chores,
The chores, or yeah,
presenting yourself in front of the intimidating guests.
yeah, making
And boring
conversation. Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
exactly.
I mean,
Kids
it's so
are
much
fun.
fun. Yes, it's so much fun to just hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they could be annoying, or like on a normal day, I wouldn't hang out with
Yeah,
them.
they're
but, like,
so intense. I was hanging out with my little cousin you saw, the
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
She called she would call McDonald's and say, "Do you sell any shakes?" And then they would say yes, and she'd say, "Shake that ass." And then they would like either end the call or say something, and she did that like 10 times.
They're so brave. Like this
Yeah.
generation is just so. And I'm saying this generation, like older
Well,
person.
10 years older, so yeah.
But they're so brave. I could never, ever.
That's so embarrassing. Yeah, why? How could he do? Like, she kept doing it, and then one person was like, "If you call again, I'm gonna call the cops." And I was like, if someone said that to me, I would just.
When did you do
die
that?
crying.
Last
Like
night?
2 months ago.
Oh,
No, very
okay.
recently. Yeah.
That's
They're so
amazing.
weird.
They're really funny too sometimes.
Yeah.
And their lingo, they're just talking in Tik Tok language.
Yeah.
Always using
know.
that. They know everything.
They're like, yes, queen.
Yes, queen. I was dancing the
That's a
other
g-
day,
Yeah.
and that she's like, yes, queen, slay,
Yeah.
slay.
I mean,
Slay
that's
your enemies.
pretty cool. But yeah, it's
I
extra.
felt, yes, that really boosted my ego. We were talking about that the other day. Like, nothing
Mhm.
makes me happier or like boosts my ego as much as kids complimenting because
I
they're honest.
agree.
I love
Mhm.
that. Yes.
But then some kids don't compliment you, like those kids we saw not too long ago,
yeah.
but they just didn't even want to talk to you. They're like, "Oh, you're not cool." Then that's the worst.
oh,
You need kids to compliment you. You need them to be like, "Oh, I want to be just like you when I grow up.
oh yeah.
You have such a cool room," stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah, I'm always extra in front of the kids.
Oh yeah, try your hardest.
Yes, trying to impress.
Yeah.
I don't try as hard with adults though. I'm like
Interesting.
very humble there, just
Mhm.
undermining. But with the kids, like I'm
Yeah.
showing everything. Oh my god.
We sang so many songs with the kids. We were like, some songs they knew and we knew too, and we
Some
were just doing
Disney
it
songs.
karaoke.
It was
Yeah.
so fun. I mean, performance is really good. Like you have
Mhm.
to always take advantage of every opportunity to
True.
perform and kind of
Exactly.
get over your anxiety for
Exactly.
performance.
Mhm.
So I felt really good last night. They were
Me
all
too.
like everybody was there. So yeah,
I know
performance.
it's something I think normally I would never do, but because you were there, it made sense.
Yeah.
Because there's so many guests upstairs. I mean, it is a birthday, so it's not like super serious, but they're just talking, and we're out here like belting tunes. Let it go, let it go. It was really fun.
Let it go.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
true, and everybody knew that it was us.
Yeah.
And the kid's voice wasn't as loud. So
Yeah, it was
like
just us.
both of us shouting, "Let it go!"
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but everyone complimented us. They were like, "That was nice, good job."
I guess, but there were some musicians there, and I was so
That's true.
scared of them. I was like, okay, they're up there,
Professional
just
musicians, yeah.
very professional. Like they've been doing that since they were kids, and they studied this in
Yes.
university, so very intense. So they were upstairs, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna listen to this and be like, that
What
note
the
is wrong, that's wrong,
Yeah,
that's wrong, that's
maybe.
wrong. Boy.
Or maybe they'll just be impressed. Like, look at these girls. They're learning. They're practicing singing. It's fun.
But I guess people that are professional, they can't enjoy that as much as others, right? Like their specific.
Yeah, it is fair. That's true. Even in movies, if you know too much about movies, then you maybe can't watch bad
That's
movies. that
true.
much.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly. I mean, I'm not that great at like analyzing movies or anything,
Mhm.
but just a little bit that I know.
Yeah,
Oh my god, when I'm watching a movie, I'm like, what the hell is this?
exactly.
Why did you do that?
Why
right
is
now?
it? Yeah, exposition. How dare you? Yeah.
Exactly. And I haven't even done a movie yet, but I'm like,
Mhm.
judging. No, what's this?
It's so much easier to judge than to make a movie.
Oh, for sure. That's why I want to be a movie judge. So
Oh, you want to be a movie critic?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, just going there.
Okay,
No.
okay.
We can
I-
do that.
That
We're doing
job,
that.
I don't
basically.
know. I mean, we are doing it, but I feel like that job is really looked down on if you're not a filmmaker yourself. If
Uh-huh.
you make movies ourselves, then okay, we can also say our opinion about other movies. But if you're only just giving your opinion,
Oh,
then you're like an asshole.
That's
you know?
true. Yeah. And what's the point?
Yeah, you should
do
work
it
in
together.
film yourself, I think.
So true. Yes, you have to do that. Exactly. And then what was it, God, that we were doing?
Yeah, music's super fun, writing super fun.
Oh yes, writing
What?
music. We tried writing music.
Yes.
Oh wow, that was such a different. It's a totally different world in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Writing poems or like music lyrics, and then coming up
Yeah.
with a tune or like a melody.
Anna came up with a whole lyrics of like one full page, just writing it quickly, and it was so good.
But okay, the concept maybe was
Mm.
good, but I couldn't come up with the words that I wanted exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, it was the first draft of the poem.
Yes. Yeah, I guess it's really easy for everybody if they just like if they just take whatever happens to them or like
True.
the feelings that they have
Yeah.
in a day. Like if you want to write a poem, just see what feelings you had during the day
Mm-hmm.
and just express them.
And it
on a
doesn't
page.
have to rhyme all the time
no,
either.
no.
Yeah.
Especially at first, like it doesn't have to
That's
be like
true.
that.
And then
it's
just put
so
it to a
re-
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I didn't realize how interconnected like music and
Mhm.
movie and everything is to each other.
Yes, they're
Mm.
all the same.
Yes. I mean,
And
they
discipline.
all have the basic principle of writing, first of all. Like,
Mm.
that's kind of the whole
Yeah.
sketch of that. And then music makes a huge difference in movies, too.
Yes.
We went to this short film club, I think, the other
Yeah,
day.
it was actually a really cool film club downtown by local Toronto filmmaker.
Oh, yes.
He put it
4
together.
directors. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
showing
there.
4 films from 4 directors.
That's
2 music videos.
2 music
right?
videos,
Mhm.
2 short films. Yes.
Yes, and one of the short films was kind of like a concept film more than a
Mhm.
short film because it was made for National Film Board, I think.
Oh, wow.
They gave Alicia Harris money to make that
really?
almost like an advertisement, I think. Not an advertisement, but
Okay, yeah.
like a public message.
I see. Yes. That was really cool.
Mm.
And there were like 2 short films. The first one was a little longer, 20 minutes, right?
I think so, yeah.
And the other one was like what?
The
5
other were
minutes?
all 3 to 4, yeah, and then
Okay.
one was long.
Like that's how you're like have creative freedom for short films.
Yeah. It could be under 40 minutes, anything.
Really?
Yeah.
40 minutes. Okay.
1 minute, even like 10 seconds to 40 minutes.
Right.
Mm.
The 20-minute one was a horror short film,
Yeah.
and it was so interesting. It was so new for me. It was very ambiguous,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of learned a lot about short films that day. Because we were trying to write a short film script,
Yeah, we are, yeah.
and we were just worried that, okay, there has to be like clear points in the movie. This point, this has to happen. Like, you know what I mean? It has to be a character arc, specific, and it has to have an end.
Of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, and every scene should have some kind of place there, why it's
Right.
there, and show like the character as at best now, and then
Mhm.
character at their worst.
Right.
Mm.
But this one that we watched was really ambiguous. Like, it just left the ending open for interpretation and everything.
Yeah, horrors are different still,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, the first few scenes were just showing a girl living at her house, and then slowly things go wrong. Like she
Yes,
just looks out the window and somebody's stolen, or like
that's
a
true.
white person comes out of a house instead of a black person. So it was
Mhm.
really ambiguous. Yeah,
Yeah.
just so simple, like concept wise.
Yeah.
But then after, like, she's calling the police, she's running around,
Wow.
you know.
And what they did was, actually, the director was talking about the short film.
Mhm.
He said that it was like a idea of history. Like, in history, this kind of thing happened.
Oh,
So I took that concept and wanted to play around with it, or like show that in modern world.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they did it. It was like a crime against like some people.
Humanity.
Yes. And then he took that from history and tried to like make a modern movie about
modern
it.
horror film about it. Yeah.
Which is very cool, because when it's modern, it makes it even much more scarier.
Yeah. The only thing is that movie, it felt not too much like a short. Like, as he
Oh.
said, he wanted to make it into a feature first,
Oh.
then he turned it into a short, and that's what it felt like. It was like the story is
That's
way too
right.
huge to be in a short.
Right. There were
Wonderful.
so many shots that were like, or scenes that were
Mhm.
useless, kind of.
Yeah, I
Not
feel you.
useless, but like for short films.
Exactly, because in the future you have so much time to build the world.
Right.
This almost felt like a trailer for a, or like the best parts of a feature film or something.
Exactly, yes. And then there were music videos. So I never paid attention to the kind of like direction of music video.
Yeah,
music
because a lot
videos
of the
and their
times
films.
it just seems like they're dancing, and then they're dancing in
That's
a
it,
different
yeah.
room, and then they're drinking something, and a
Yeah,
girl is
and
like
it's like-
sexy. Yeah,
Exactly. And it's almost like, okay, they didn't even plan most of it.
yeah. Exactly.
I mean, some of the music videos, you're like, okay, you can be as creative as you want. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a movie, or you don't have to act like that. You can be
Mhm.
goofy and do whatever you want.
Yeah,
But no, some music videos, okay, they have to really make or break the music sometimes, you know?
mm-hmm.
Because you remember certain music videos.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
And then they have to have the message of the song in them sometimes.
And music video, like a lot of directors come from directing music videos. First, they just do
Really?
work with a lot of artists, make these small concept movies almost. Because each music video has their own world, so the
Oh,
own
wow,
costumes and
yes.
everything.
That's right. You worked on a
Mm.
music video last summer.
Yeah, I worked on a couple. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
how
it
was
was really fun. It's always like a group of 30 people coming together, a new artist who's working hard, making good music,
Yeah.
and so they're getting like their team is putting together, or maybe they won a grant, they won 15,000, and now they want to make their first music
Oh.
video or something.
I see, yes.
And so they get a talented director, they get this new artist,
Mhm.
and then they make a really fun, like, but it's usually not too complicated. Parts are somebody singing, of course, in different places, and then another part is the story. For example, one of them, I think the story was they were witches in the mountain.
Oh wow.
Or something like that. Like they were living in the mountains, fairies.
Yes, with white dresses, I saw that.
Yeah, yeah,
Something like that.
exactly, stuff like that.
So how much does the artist, the musician, has a say in the music video?
I'm sure they have lots to say in the
Uh-huh.
pre-production. They probably meet a lot and say, I want to wear like a purple dress here, and I really want it to be in water. So they kind of come up with the concept together.
Yes.
And then even on set, I think they can just
Change
say
it,
whatever they
right?
want because they're kind of paying for it.
And do they like plan it beforehand for every shot, or
They do,
They do
yeah.
it?
They storyboard every
Oh,
shot.
a
They draw
storyboard.
it. Yeah.
Yes. So, but have you like? Do you want to do it? Do you think it's harder a little
To
bit?
do music videos?
Yes, or easier
I have this toxic trait where I always think other things are easier to
for
do.
you?
Yeah.
Right?
Where I'm just like, no, music videos are easier to do than movies. But I'd rather do movies because they're harder. But it's not true. Maybe it is. Music videos are just as hard. To me, it just feels like they're easier because you're free to, first of all, experiment, do just singing
Yes.
improves the song. So it could be somebody in a flower field just singing, and that's
Yeah.
good. But in a movie, it has to have a plot. It has to move forward, change your life,
Oh,
all
that's
that.
true.
So
Yeah.
that's why I feel like
I think any music video is kind of good, right?
yeah,
You can't
yeah,
really
exactly.
make. Yeah, I mean there are different interpretations, and it's usually the music that just carries. The thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so much different in movies for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Short films, at least, if you want to compare the two.
For sure, I agree.
But some music videos, okay, like this one that we saw, the artist had a lot of say in the concept.
Do you think that was the artist dancing in Infinite?
No, the other one.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay, so there was this music video of this guy in his old high school.
Mm-hmm.
So this was like about his teenage years. The music was about that, I think, right? So the music video took place actually in his actual high school when he was younger. And then the actors there in the music video were his friend.
He just cast his friend. He's like recreating the
In
high
the
school
high school, yeah.
experience. Yeah.
Classmates from high school. That's crazy.
Mhm.
A reunion for them.
That's true.
Yeah,
And then the director said, "Okay, I'll do it,"
that's
and
right.
the cinematographer.
And it was a little weird, the music video. It was kind of
Mhm.
like very...
I forget what it's called, but it was
Yeah.
cool music, definitely.
Mm-hmm. There was the other one, another music video called Infinity, right?
I think Infinite.
Infinite,
Mhm.
yes. That was amazing. A great dance with
Yeah.
playing with lighting and...
It kind of captured me from the beginning because it's a
Yes.
creepy guy in a
Parking
parking
lot,
lot
yes.
just dancing. And what you're thinking about, at least I would be, is okay, here's a home, like a person who is just stay away, dangerous. They're
Yeah.
creepy. Maybe they have a knife.
Yeah.
And then they keep coming towards the camera, right?
From back, right?
Yeah, they just keep coming
walking
back.
backwards.
And you can't even see their face. And it's
No.
almost like the camera's running away from them. They keep coming back. And their hand acted like a snake. Like it was just behind.
Oh, yeah.
You see? It was like, keep
It was
coming
such
forward.
a weird move. I know. It was my first time seeing something like
Cool choreography.
but very cool.
Mhm.
I guess that was like one of the friends or the guy himself did the dance.
I don't even know.
I think I heard that when they were interviewing
Like the
them.
musician did the dancing?
the musician
That's
or
cool.
like the director or something.
I don't think it was the director because I would have recognized him.
Oh,
But maybe.
yeah, probably one of the people like close to them.
I see.
Yes,
And then what happened? So first he's dancing in parking lot. Then
and
it
then
turns
working
into
like playing with lightings,
yeah.
just infinite. It was like mostly black and white, like working with light mostly.
Yeah. True.
Really, very like bright lights
Mm-hmm.
coming out and going. Like
Yes, exactly. Really cool.
very cool concept. And then infinite. It was just like a loop or something.
Oh, exactly. And then
Yeah.
it ends where it starts. Yeah.
That's true. I think we saw the face at the end. Like,
Oh,
I
did
don't
we? I
know,
forgot.
something
Mm.
like that. Yeah.
Did you like the song that was on it?
Oh yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It was pretty cool.
I almost don't remember the song at all. I just remember the
think
dance.
There was no singing, but
Exactly.
just the music.
There was no singing.
Yeah. That one, and then the
Mm.
other short
Only
film.
light will touch us.
That was my favorite.
It was?
Yes.
Mm.
The concept was of a guy kind of like struggling with shadow and light, kind of trying to get the light out, or kind
Yeah.
of depriving himself of that what do you say, awakening
That's
light,
true.
that inevitable, but then finally accepting it and kind of welcoming it into his life.
Yeah, he's kind of sitting in a dark room at first, and you can tell a big yellow light wants to come in.
Yes.
And
But
basically
he
the yellow
shuts
light.
the drapes.
Yeah, exactly. And that light represents his awakening.
True self, his
True,
awakening. Yes, exactly. I loved it. And especially, it was just, there was a voiceover. So it was very beautiful. The script was great.
That's
so
I
good.
agree. And so beautifully colored too, with the light,
Yes.
yellow,
The light was
bright.
kind of like golden. It was like a golden hour or something.
And exactly, golden hour. And they did a lot of tricks with it where remember they had it like shine through the drawer
Oh, yeah.
and then down the commode or the closet, like, and even the director herself was complaining. She was saying, I wish we had more time. We would have done more cool lighting tricks.
And she was great too.
She's
Loved
so
her.
cool.
What was her name?
Alicia K. Harris.
Alicia K. Harris.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like directing big TV shows with
On Amazon. I
on
think.
Amazon, yeah.
Amazon Video.
I think it's like a cowboy TV show, Cowboy. Really cool.
Oh yeah, she has a TV show there. Perfect. Yes.
And she's done so many music videos as well, commercials, short films.
Yes, and very like down to earth and
So down to earth, yeah.
classy, very good.
Yeah,
Woman,
she talked to us and she as if we were her friends. Like she was so kind.
Oh yeah, very energetic. Very,
Yeah.
like friends.
Mhm.
That's true. Like attitude does make a big difference, I'm
Yeah.
sure, in these things. I mean, like, have you seen these people? The more successful they are, the better attitude
The nicer they are.
have.
Exactly.
Yes. To compare them with like those that are like maybe in position of their job is a little bit lower.
Exactly. Like you see sometimes a cashier or someone like that, they're so mean.
To each other, yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you're like,
Because
just be
I did
nice.
work like in retail, and then these co-workers of mine that were like the same position as me, they were so much meaner. Not mean, but like they would plot things or like talk behind your back to the manager or something, or like gossip about other co-workers, as if like what difference would that make? Like
Exactly.
we all make the same wage, like the same kind of salary, and then they would just do that. Why? Like why would you do that?
They're too busy. They're just keeping themselves distracted from a sad life.
Yes, and there's some of them were like really very like serious about the job, but there was the manager that was like really cool, like nonchalant, didn't care at all if you were working, not working. He was just really cool, talking to you. Like every worker, he was just talking to them.
Exactly.
Really with a good attitude, with a big smile every time.
And they were the manager.
Yeah.
That's how kind they were.
And a manager of a big retail store, like always they're busy and stuff, but very nonchalant, like easygoing.
I realized you're the one who told me this. You said the workers look at how they're acting so mean, and then the boss look at how nice he is. Maybe that's why he's the boss.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to talk to people and work.
There was this conference that I went to like a few years ago, and then I talked to this guy that was like a CEO of a company.
Oh.
I wanted to introduce myself and talk to him, and he was, oh my God, never in my life have I seen someone with such an attitude. Like he was amazing.
Oh, wow.
He was so great, like very welcoming. I didn't know him, he didn't know me. It was a crowded conference, and he took his time to actually, like when I came forward, talk to me. He gave his like business card.
Good at selling himself.
For sure. And then even when I told him that, okay, I need like, maybe I want to talk to you more, or like get mentorship or something, he was really open. Okay, email me, and then
Nice.
I mean, they don't, but someone that is like a little bit maybe not in that position, they're not gonna be like that for sure.
They're not even gonna want to talk to you. They're just gonna hide away.
Yeah. I mean, that's the difference. That's why these people are successful in their careers.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I've actually heard that from Earl Nightingale, I think. One of his seminars or recordings that I heard.
Earl Nightingale. Okay.
You have to check him out. Like, has some motivational kind of speeches or something.
That's cool.
Yes. Very good lessons that you can learn from him. And then he would say that, like, attitude is the key word or something. The magic word. Attitude is the magic word. Like, take the attitude of the kind of people that you want to be. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
And you have a very
act, I
good
think.
attitude, I would say. Just saying.
Um,
Yeah, you're very nice and so
I mean,
helpful. Like,
like-
we were at my house, you're just like always helping. Before I even do something, you started doing it, and I'm like,
That's like bare minimum.
no,
though.
that's very good attitude. Good job.
Thank you, but I'm not sure because it's like about more like an attitude. Okay, when it comes to your work, like
Yeah,
how do you like take it? Like when you have bad days, how do you handle that?
I know.
Like
Yeah,
how do you
exactly.
act? How do you think? How do you
Mm.
like act and things like that?
Everything has to change from within.
Yes.
Mm.
The other, we were talking about this this guy that we know that is really successful, and he came to the
Mm.
party as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, everybody was very timid or like that, and the minute he came in, like the atmosphere changed completely. He would take his time talking to each and every person and actually listening, okay? Like you haven't seen that kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
you would be blown away or really
Exactly.
feel good
I
when you
think
talk to him.
Before he came to the party, it was more like, so,
It was
like,
like a little
Anna dear, yeah, how are you
judgmental.
doing? What are you working on?
Yeah.
And then next person, I'm good. How are you? How was the weather?
Very
Whatever.
formal,
Yeah.
yes. And then he walks in, even though like he is, I'm pretty sure he was like richer than everybody in the room,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
And he just walks in, and then he takes his time with each and every person.
Yeah, he doesn't just ask how are you, like
He
he
doesn't-
talks with you
No.
about your life.
He doesn't say how are you or like, and then even when you're not done, he just asks another question or talks about himself or something.
He asks a specific question about you, like based on
Yes.
how you look right now, or maybe what he knows about you.
Oh yeah.
So how's your project going, for example, like this one
Mhm.
particular, and then I'm like,
So-
oh, I spin hard. Like then we connect.
Yes, like he asks, how's your life going?
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
pause.
Yeah, and then you're suddenly thinking about your life.
And then he looks into your soul. Like
Yeah, so good.
Yes. And you can kind of like joke around with him and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yes,
That's
I love that guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
me too. Exactly. And then there were some people that wouldn't even talk to others, or people wouldn't talk to them, and he would actually talk to those as well.
Yeah,
So that's the kind of attitude that you want to have in life.
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I always hide away where I'm like, hello, how are you? And then I just walk away or sit in the
I'm
back.
like that too. I just want to
Barely.
go away.
Mm.
Yeah. I can't. Especially like in these formal settings.
Mhm.
Okay, especially like why people have this kind of attitude of being, okay, I'm better than them, or I'm judging you,
I know.
or like
we're all in the
we're
same house
fancier.
together.
Yeah.
You could have been anywhere else, but you're here. Might as well
mm-hmm.
just be cool about it.
There were a bunch of kids that were like a little bit younger than us,
Yeah.
but
I mean, maybe there's just some people in life that you can't connect to, I think.
Mhm. Do you think so?
So I think I couldn't connect with them. Maybe they'll change as people. But
yes.
there was this one guy, I thought I hated him. It was just in my heart, I was like, I hate everything about this guy. The way he
What?
talks, the way he thinks, I hate it. But now it's changed. Now I don't hate him anymore. So your mind can change as well. I would
Oh
say.
yes, definitely. You okay? Why did you do that? Like, I know there are some people that you see and immediately like, okay, that's not gonna work.
Yeah,
I don't want to be around you anymore.
exactly. But it's sometimes their fault too. They have to put an effort. Like, for example, these people that we met, I tried to talk to them. I brought a game to play with them like some time ago. I was like, do you like
They were-
this sport? What do you play? Like, how's school going? All these questions. And I was getting nothing from them. And at some point, I was like, I guess if they want to talk to me, they'll talk to me. I don't have
Oh,
to
yeah.
keep trying every time.
Oh yes, for sure. That too, and like this kind of way of thinking that okay, I'm above everybody else.
Yeah, that's bad.
Or like above being children. I'm like really
Yeah.
an adult now, but I still want to hang out with the kids because I know that
Yeah.
yes. I mean, they have something special. They have that innocence. They have that kind of like
They do have that innocence. Yeah, what's the rush with trying to
be
look like an adult?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like I told you, I'll be 30 or 40 and still hang out with the kids or something. Or like I'll be like,
Maybe.
I'm one of the kids. I'm a kid still. What do you want me to do? I'll be 40-year-old like.
But I
I'm a
think
teenager still. I haven't grown out of my. I'm telling you, like, I haven't grown since 17 years old, since the COVID happened. Like, I think
Interesting.
my life was on pause.
But you have grown though. You've read so much. You've done new things.
No.
Like you mean you think the exact same way as you were 17?
Not the exact same way, but I feel like my life kind of like went on pause. Like everything
Okay.
stopped. And it's not just me. A lot of people think that too.
But because of COVID?
Yes, like COVID just stopped everything. Their life stopped. A lot of people think that, okay, a lot of 20-year-olds or something.
Yeah.
We're still 17. We're still like
That's
16.
true. Especially like, for example, you even missed your prom. It's so
Oh,
annoying.
yes,
Yeah.
that's true. We didn't get to do any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what's so great about high school?
Yeah, it's not great, but
Yeah.
when you miss it, like for me, I also missed the second year of university being in person.
Oh, yes.
So I feel like, yeah, I missed out on a lot.
But you're going to
Sucks.
have a graduation for sure.
Next year, yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
that's great. That one is good.
Exciting.
And also, what was it? You're also going to work on some other new projects.
Yeah, well, I'm in the job hunting
Yes.
stage. So I'm going to meet with these people Tuesday, a director and producer.
Yay.
They're really cool. So hopefully I'll get that job and work with them. And that will
You're
take me to
the-
the summer.
What's the position?
It's called associate producer. So
Mhm.
you're kind of the right hand of the producer in pre-production.
Right.
Anything they need to get done. It's a lot of location finding, getting permits for them, getting actors scheduled to come in, getting budget, sponsorships, transportation.
It takes a lot
everything.
of time, right? During your
It
day.
does. I think so. But I mean, it will just take just like Brightside. Remember the short
Yeah.
film that I was assistant directing? I think it will take the same amount of time.
Just how many meetings did you have for that one?
I think we had like a few meetings a week. So
Few meetings
maybe
a week?
like 40 something meetings
40
for the
meetings.
2 months.
And every one of them is like 1 hour.
1 hour, yeah.
And you talk like everything through, right?
Yeah.
Schedule, location, there.
But those meetings are
Scene.
better. If you're just doing it by yourself, it's not as good. When you're in a
Oh.
meeting, people just
Oh, yeah.
hear what's being done, and
Exactly, like a mastermind.
yeah,
It's-
exactly.
Yeah, you put your minds together and it's so much
Mhm.
easier for sure, yeah. At first, I remember when you first started to become become a film student, you wanted to do some like alone kind of project.
Yeah, exactly.
Some small practice.
Yes.
And it was so much harder for you, I think. And you even stopped one of them
Yeah.
in the writing stage, right?
I think
Remember,
so.
I was like supposed to be like the actor or something.
Yes, I wrote that script and I
Mhm.
gave it to my class, but it didn't end up being that good. Like
Uh-huh.
I didn't edit it anymore.
Yes.
But yeah, I was writing this about how you see other people
Yeah.
versus how they see you, and it was about this like judgment, like looking at people with judgment.
Ah.
But yeah, never finished it. You're right. 2 years ago, it was for some reason so hard for me to start a project.
Yeah.
I was like, what do I make it about? There's so many
Mhm.
topics. And then at some point during COVID, almost the end of COVID, I realized
Oh,
it has to be
has to be-
super personal, from your
it
life
has to be
parents.
a team for yes, exactly.
Mhm.
It's very you get the I'm glad that you kind of like realize this that
Uh-huh.
teamwork is very
Teamwork is
important.
crazy. Yeah, exactly.
Because I still struggle with that. I still feel like okay, I can do everything by myself.
Yeah, I
I can-
think that too, and it's so bad.
It's very bad. Yes.
And the thing is, it's not even that you don't want to work with a team; you just don't know how to work with a team.
Yes.
Like for
that's
me,
true.
I really don't. You have to be understanding of how much work they did, be able to
Oh, yeah.
appreciate it, and also like convince them to join your project.
Yeah. And a big part of it is encouraging the team and
Encouraging the team.
yes, especially when things are not going as planned. Like, how do you want to keep the
Exactly.
spirit up?
Yeah, like one of my goals is to learn to manage better in stressful situations and also be
Yes.
able to lead people in stressful situations. So just like
Oh.
even if it's bad and everyone feels stressed,
Right.
you be able to put on a smile, talk about what needs to be done,
Yes.
or like learn how to be a better leader. That's one of my goals.
That's a very good one. Yes.
Let's see.
That's a very good one. But I struggled a lot with teamwork because especially like growing up in Iran,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they always really put focus on doing individual work. They don't encourage teamwork that much.
That's very true. Yeah.
That's kind of like their policy. That's kind of, I think that's part of their system to try to.
a good point. And also, they're really good at individual sports too, more than
You
team
see?
sports. That's
Yes,
crazy.
that's right. Exactly. That's what we used to like think about that.
Mm.
And but the thing that kind of kept me kept me like motivated for like
Mhm.
teamwork was volleyball, playing volleyball.
True.
So in volleyball, you have to kind of keep the spirit up all the time,
Mm-hmm.
even when you're like losing. Like it's just done. It's there's no hope. You
Yeah.
have to be encouraging. You can't like say,
because then it'll just
"Oh,
keep
no.
getting worse.
yeah, we can't do that, guys. You can't say that.
Mhm.
You have to be like, yes, we can do this. Come on.
True.
Especially when you're the captain or something.
Wow.
you have
yeah.
to be like very motivating.
Mm-hmm. If
Yeah.
you even if you feel bad, and it's a good reason you have to feel bad. As soon as you say a hello, that's a little weaker.
Mhm.
Everyone who is working with you will be like, okay, if
Yeah.
you don't care, why should we care? And that applies to volleyball as well. Imagine if
yeah.
I was your volleyball coach and I came in, I was like, oh, my legs hurt a lot. Then you'd be like, okay, well, you're not gonna play that hard.
Oh yes, definitely. I had this coach that was always having like this problems or like
Oh.
would complain a little bit and
Mm.
stuff. Yeah, and the games weren't obviously as good.
As good.
But the other one was like very focused on the game. Like
Mhm.
she wasn't like one of those that would flatter you or like say that. She was very direct.
Yeah.
But you were playing volleyball at the end of the day, so you
Mhm.
had to focus on the game. There was nothing else that you had to focus
That's
on.
true.
So she would just talk about that. She was like really upright and always like healthy. Yeah. So
Interesting.
that's kind of, you don't have to be very like lazy or something because it does affect
yeah, you
the
really don't
teamwork.
yeah, you should not be lazy. You should be.
I mean, that's like what I heard recently. Like,
Yeah.
right, one of the guests actually
Mhm.
talk about that yesterday. That it's like, what do they say? Like a mushroom.
Cycle, yeah.
So when you find a mushroom in wild, you have to be sure you're sure that there's gonna be a lot more around that.
That's true.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what they say. So whenever like somebody is like affected or like infectious with any
Yeah.
kind of energy,
Mhm.
whether it's negative or positive,
Then there's gonna be more.
yes,
so
there's
true.
definitely going to be more, and everybody around is going to be affected.
Oh yeah, good point.
Oh, speaking of that, I was reading this book called 48 Laws of Power. And one of the laws was by Robert Greene, and one of the laws was actually to avoid the unhappy and the miserable.
oh yeah, true.
And there was this example of this girl, Lola, I want to say. I'm
Mhm.
not sure.
Lola
if
sounds right.
That's her name, yeah.
Mhm.
And whoever she would come to contact with, she would actually like make their life very miserable
that
at the end.
sucks.
She was like toxic, okay, a toxic person.
Yes.
So every powerful man that came in contact with her and married her, so she married a lot,
Mhm.
came in contact with her, ended up like very, very miserable.
Yeah.
And
I mean, she was
at the end.
attractive. She was good at attracting men,
yes.
but then she had all these problems on her own, and
Yes.
she was just ruining other people's lives with it.
Exactly. So imagine like all these wealthy men that would get like this much affected by this
Yeah,
woman.
right.
So that's so cool, because it's like, okay, some people are temporarily, because of life events and things,
Mhm.
are in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Do sympathize with that.
Mhm.
But there are some people that no matter what happens are always going to be complaining.
I
Are always
know.
negative.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of these people,
Mhm.
and I don't even argue with them anymore. Like, I don't even try to convince them
Yeah.
that life is beautiful and life is like
Yeah,
that.
you just want to get away from them.
That's exactly what he said, like in in the book. He
Yeah.
says like, just get away, like just go far away.
That's
Don't even try to
point.
fix these people, even if they're like really close people, like even if they're family.
that's
Yeah.
sad. Yeah.
Yeah, but true. Like some people have really toxic families, and they
Mhm.
have to like make a decision to
Mhm.
kind of get
There's an
away.
extent. Something you can fix. You can take them to the therapist or something. If they're your family, you don't have to fully walk away. But yeah.
But I mean, it's not like some light thing. There are some people that have been really affected by
Yeah, true.
toxic families. I mean, this woman also was a writer, and she would write about that stuff in her like practice writings that we had. And she would usually talk about her past or write about that. She was very honest. So that's a good quality to have as a writer. She would write that about her family, and you would realize, oh my God,
So bad.
how could they do this to her? Like, how could this woman even survive?
Yeah, maybe she could have. What was it? Can you say?
Like, lots of bad things happened to her because of the family. Yeah.
Was it like beating, words?
Yes, of course.
Oh,
And she
that's
had to
bad.
like go away from a really young age from the parents.
Oh, she did go away. Okay, that's good,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. But it affected her life, of course.
Yeah.
But she had a good attitude. She would be writing. She loved writing. She's been doing that for years now. And she had like many short stories, and that's great. She made something
It
out
is,
of
yeah.
her life. Yeah.
You got to get away from the toxic people in your life if you
Yes.
can.
And talking about the attitude, I mean, even sometimes, most of the times, I'm like that, and I have to kind of. The mind tends to go towards the negative parts or
Yeah, you
negative
said that.
things.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like the kind of default for everybody.
Mhm.
And if you see someone really positive and energetic, it's not because they're naturally positive and energetic.
They're
per
making a
se.
decision. Yeah.
They're making a decision to be like that.
Good point.
I mean, yeah, there are some people that are always like have been around happy people, like happy families and like that, or are naturally a little bit like that. But bad things happen to everybody. Everybody has cards that they're dealt with.
Yeah.
And then you just have to make the decision to be happy.
And some things help. Like, for example, working out helps. If you're
Oh,
somebody who's always
yes.
sad, if you just work out every day, slowly you would get happy.
Working out really does make a difference. I mean, there was this time that I felt like I was just falling behind. Everything was going downhill. And then I just started going to work out. Like, that was the first decision I made.
Oh, right.
And then everything started to go better for me since then. Even though nothing changed basically from that day, like the circumstances. But I feel
You
like
feel like
I
a different
changed.
person. Yeah, for sure.
It does make a difference to work out. I didn't like working out. I like to work I like to do sports with a team mostly. That really does energize me.
Yeah.
But not every day can you go play with a team and have like the kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially not outside or something. So working out is the option that kind of going to the gym is the option that you have all the time. Kind of.
Yes, or just even walking on a hike, anything to keep your body busy.
Yes.
Anna and I went to the gym yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
She gave me such a hard workout. Such a hard leg workout. I can't walk literally all of this area down here. I look apparently
That's
I look
good,
like this when I'm walking.
Yeah.
It is good, I guess. Thank you.
You have to actually feel the pain. There was this girl, there was this woman that would always say this: no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. She would have this motto all the time. Like, anytime that I would complain, like, that's enough, I can't do anymore. Yeah. Like, no pain, no gain. I would do
okay, yeah, more. Keep going through the pain. It's worth it.
Yeah. And they would say that, okay, when you felt the pain, do 3 more.
Damn.
Like, when you not feel the pain, when you think like you can't do anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Do 3 more and then put it down.
Yeah, it's a different method because I usually just do like 10.
Yeah.
But with Anna, she would just go as many as she can, 40, 50. And then suddenly she stops. And I'm like,
thank
Jesus,
God.
Thank you.
But that was too brutal for you. I understand.
It was. Well, no, it was really good. I'll get stronger after. No pain, no gain.
Yeah. I really want to like get much stronger as well. I want to. We also went swimming. So
yeah.
She's a really good swimmer though.
I'm okay, just okay.
But that was so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're a really good swimmer too.
I'm not. I would like just splash water. She was calm, just going.
I was doing
calm.
frog,
but that one was also calm for you. But I was like, splash. I think she was really annoyed though.
No, I was
water
definitely annoyed. It got rainy. Is that why?
No, yeah, that too. But like. When I was swimming, I think I splashed a lot in your face.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Ah, that's funny.
Yeah, but suddenly in 1 minute everything changed.
It was a really beautiful day. The cloud is touching the water.
Yes.
All blue skies, some clouds.
Yes, a little sunny even.
A little sunny, yeah. And then suddenly all the white clouds turned gray.
Dark. Yeah.
Like dark blue. And I was like, okay, I think something is about to happen.
And then
It's
a
gonna rain.
thunder in the distance.
Just a single thunder hit. And I just looked back at Paris to like, what do you think? And she was like, we have to get out of here right now.
Yeah.
We start swimming and then the wind
That's
gets
right.
stronger.
And then waves coming.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's a storm and then
Yeah, and then our shoes are back there, so we're swimming towards the storm.
Yes, we can't even reach them, and we
Yeah.
have to get to the steps so we can
Yeah,
pull
then we have to-
ourselves up
And we can't even pull ourselves up, so the wind is
because
hitting.
we're slipping down.
Yeah, and then we look back, there's a boat just floating away in the
Yes,
wind.
and there's a kid just going with the wind, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to save that kid.
Yeah.
So I'm swimming to it.
But they were just floating away. The wind was too strong, so there was a boat floating away, a kid floating away.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we're just putting on our shoes, and then I was like, let's swim back. But
There
you're
was
like,
so
no.
much wind that we couldn't even walk, and she was like, "No, we
Yeah.
have to swim back."
It's
Like, what
true.
the
I
hell?
didn't realize because of the wind, you would just swim and be taken away. So that would have been really not good if we swam.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah. We couldn't even walk. The wind was
That's
so
true.
strong that I could like hardly even walk towards it.
I know, but really beautiful. We
Mhm.
just took videos of it after. And then I had a kite. I really wanted to make the
Oh,
kite
yeah.
go up. No luck. In the wind, even with a strong wind, it would just go head first into the water.
Yeah, but you were good at that though.
I think it's broken. Yeah,
Kite
maybe
runner.
the kite was broken.
Okay, we started writing actually. I started writing a novel. She
Yeah.
started writing
My
A-
short film. Yeah.
a screenplay. Yes. We've been working on that. And let's talk about this. So what was one of the challenges that you kind
Mhm.
of faced in the process
Right.
of
So
writing the screenplay?
for me, I was trying to break down scene by scene where it's taking place to know
Right.
what the story is, because I knew it's about a daughter not being able to confront her mom,
Yeah.
but that's so vague. Like it has to be, where does it start? Where does it end? Is it one
Yes.
day? Is it one moment? Is it a year? Where does it take place?
Uh-huh.
So I was trying to figure that out, and then I came up with some scenes that would kind of go together back to back.
Yeah.
And so I showed you those scenes where it said, okay, I think 2 pages first, she meets a mentor. 4 pages,
Mhm.
she fights with her mom. 2 pages, she goes to the mall. You know, stuff like that.
Yes.
And so we went through it, and then Anna was like, wait, there's something here that could make the scene so much more interesting. You have to keep in mind, every scene has to have 3 points. And when she said that, I realized, oh, wow, that a lot of these scenes don't have that point. So I have to
Yeah.
think about that, so that then the story makes sense when it moves forward with the scenes. Like, for example, one of them was dilemma.
Goal
Goal. So every
Conflict.
scene, you have to have a goal.
for the character.
One of the characters.
Yes,
There has to be
conflict.
conflict, and then there has to be a disaster.
Yeah, it has to end in disaster.
So it can never end happily. It has to end with something that makes you want to watch the next scene.
Yeah. Even if it's like a bad feeling or something, something has to go a little wrong to make it
Yeah.
engaging.
That's
you know?
so cool.
Because I heard that winning is boring, so
Mm-hmm.
you can't do that. It's very lazy too if you just give everything to your character.
That's true.
Yeah.
But at some point, they have to have some wins too, you know?
Yeah.
Once in a
There
while.
is like, have you seen the kind of plot plans, the 22 steps?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In that
It's like apparent
anatomy of-
victory. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
apparent defeat.
Yes, apparent victory. And okay, yeah.
Mhm.
That's kind of like at the end of
Yeah.
it.
True.
So, but it's also apparent.
Mm-hmm. But it's just so interesting that he says every single scene ends in a disaster. Because I would have
Yeah.
thought some scenes end with just
end.
great. I'm so excited for the next scene, you know. But no,
Oh.
every scene ends in failure. It's cool.
Like a disaster. Okay, for example, even if they are excited for like a new chapter in their life,
Mm-hmm.
for example, or they've been given an opportunity. Now maybe the disaster is the feeling of anxiety. Like,
That's
how am I going to go
exactly.
about that?
Mm.
Something like this. Just very
So
subtle.
cool.
Or just a feeling that you kind of end the scene with.
Yeah, and that's so interesting about real life too, where
Mm.
it doesn't matter how successful you are, it's always going to be these little disasters that you
Yes.
deal with scene by scene.
So
That's cool.
this is something I did some research about and then realized like everybody says this, that every scene has to have 3 points.
Uh-huh.
But there was this other website, this blog that I actually read, and this one was so interesting. So he says that there is a scene, and then after the scene should be a sequel, and then a scene, then a sequel, scene and a sequel. So what is a sequel? A sequel is a scene, basically, but it's more like about making a decision and reacting. So in the scene, there's a goal, there's a conflict, and then there is a disaster. Then we have the sequel. After the disaster, there's a reaction. So the hero or the character, whatever that you're showing, has to have a sort of reaction, kind of reflection. And then, based on that, a dilemma.
Right.
2 choices or many choices. And then they have to make a choice at the end. So there is reaction, dilemma, and the choice.
That's great. It makes a lot of sense. If one scene is this normal scene, and then one scene is the thinking.
Yes.
And a normal scene, action, thinking.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, if you think about all of the movies that you've seen, that also applies. For example, even the short film that we were watching.
Yeah.
Okay, so the woman sees the neighbors are missing or something is wrong. And then, okay, it's kind of like a disaster because she has a bad feeling. And then she reacts to that. And then she has a choice whether to tell anybody or not. Like,
yeah.
Kind of like this. Everything, they have a reaction, like, immediately after something happens.
And for short films, this might be just a few moments instead of a whole scene.
Yeah, that's what.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we have that, and then after the sequel, again, a scene, sequel, scene, sequel, scene. And it makes it so much better because it feels like a chain. So it's not like...
Yes.
It's very interconnected.
It's all related.
Now.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's from your story. It's like from within. The characters, based on the character's personality, the conflicts or disasters kind of like makes sense. Because something that could be, for example, defined as a disaster to one character is not a disaster to another.
That's true.
It's very subjective, I think. So, for example, some unfortunate thing for me, like very life-changing thing for me, could be like nothing to another person.
Yeah.
They say, okay, that's not even a bad thing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's not a failure, or that's not a bad thing.
So then, what kind of things have you been having issue with while you're writing your novel?
Oh, yes. So in writing the novel, there's, of course, you kind of have these doubts. First of all, you have to deal with your mind.
Yeah.
Kind of every day thinking, okay, am I a good writer? I don't think I'm a good writer. Or something. Especially when you're writing the first draft, you're always so you just want to edit that so fast.
Yeah, so true. Exactly.
Yeah. That's kind of like one thing. And then you read some of the other stuff and you compare and you're like, oh, how did they do that? And I'm like the same age and I can't do that.
Oh, you are? Jane Austen was 20?
I don't know.
Wow.
Other writers. So.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't compare because like their journey was different. Probably they've been doing that for a long time or like before that. And every person is different. Your journey is different. And you can only compare yourself with yourself.
Exactly.
So keep reminding myself that. And then there is the fact that you have to kind of like navigate through that kind of character profiles. I had to think of many more characters than I thought I would have.
It's a novel. It's a historical novel. Yeah, makes sense.
Yes. So it kind of comes from within of the story. So I start writing and it's more like a story for me. The first draft is for me to know what is going on behind the characters' thoughts, behind their scenes. So when I'm actually going to publish that, definitely I'm going to cut up a lot of scenes because
it's just thoughts.
Yes, because I want to not
subtext maybe.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't want to show the readers what actually happened, like in another character, like what the other character decided. This thing happened.
Okay.
You don't want to show that until maybe the end of the story. Say that, okay.
But do you still feel like you're somehow discovering the story as you write it?
Oh, yes, for sure. I mean, before that, I talked to her about the scene cards that I had, a list of scenes that I wanted to say. And I thought, okay, definitely, those are definite, and I'm going to write them.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. But as I started writing, it just kind of flows, out of me. Like, it just comes out. and it feels natural, and I
Mhm.
keep it in because I'm sure like there's something. That's why it just kind of,
Exactly.
yeah.
So
The
exciting.
backstories come out, the characters' personalities suddenly like just come to the surface, and you're like, what happened? Like,
Mhm. A lot of writers I've heard say that they don't find out what their movie's about or the story until they finish it. That's
wow.
so weird. So first you write the whole thing, then you realize what you're writing about,
Mm-hmm.
then you go back and
Oh yes,
shape it.
definitely. And then it's like you have something in your mind, and it's so much different when you want to actually make it a physical form.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely never like what you imagined it would be.
Yeah, right?
That's why you have to like take action immediately, like make it physical as soon as possible, because no
Yeah.
matter how much time you just spend thinking about, okay, the the idea, the plot, the thing,
Yeah, exactly.
it's never going to make sense unless you start writing.
Mhm.
So I did spend a lot of time on the plot, the characters, especially thinking about the main character.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a lot of time, like 2 weeks or something, just doing that. But it was worth it. And I just started, okay, you know what? I have to start writing.
Yeah.
You know? I was tempted to do more of that work because it's addicting and it's
That's
kind of like
true.
a way of escaping.
It's not as hard as starting to write, but you still feel like you're doing some work.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
You feel like,
rough.
yeah, you're productive and you're doing the thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But no, you have to start writing. Even though I wasn't prepared, I said that, okay, July 1st, I have to start writing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see what happens. Just 1,000 word a day, I try to
That's
do
so
that.
good.
But I haven't done that in this few days.
Oh,
just
damn.
like 500 words, maybe. Or
Okay, maybe
300.
today.
Yeah, today I have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the ideal, 1,000 words.
Yeah. And then also Anna writes it in a notebook and then transcribes it into her
Oh,
computer.
yeah, that's right. I can never actually type it. It doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel, and I feel like if I do that, I'll be editing myself as I'm going
That's
along.
fair. Really cool.
Yeah, because you see this kind of lines under it that
yeah.
are like, correct that.
The only thing with me is whenever I just write on the paper, I can never read it back.
Oh,
I just write
me
with such a
too.
bad handwriting and I'm like, oh, now I don't know what I wrote.
That's true, yes. And I even try to be a little bit more like, okay, write it word for word or
Yeah.
like maybe letter by letter very clearly. But like there is a time in the story that it just comes out of you and
You
you
just write
just
it
want to write
faster.
it down and you write in cursive.
Exactly.
And then you look back and you're like, what the hell is that
Yeah.
word? Like,
True.
that's right. And then when I write it on the paper, I then read it for Google Docs.
Yeah, right. And then you get to
There's
read
this
it
voice,
again.
yeah.
So it's perfect.
There's this voice tool there in Google Docs that I use. So I just read it and it's good for me so I know like what the story's about. And I realize, okay, I made a lot of mistakes some places, but I don't edit it at all. Maybe just one word or two words.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you edit it once you write the whole
It's very
thing.
hard, right?
I wonder how you'll do it.
Yes. And it's also like some people that have had like published books themselves, like self-published, they say that the first book like costed a lot more because they didn't have experience, so they would hire a lot of like editors and different things. For everything they would hire someone, like for cover, for everything. And then for the second book, they would like you spend very little money, like half, even like less than half of what they spent. Yeah.
Like do it themselves, you mean?
Yes.
Oh.
So they do pretty much everything themselves. And it's easier because they've done it before.
That's
and
true.
Now they have experience.
So, but you can do it yourself the first time too, no?
No, because I don't think I'm like a really good editor.
Oh,
so
I see.
yes, I have to work on that, but I've never. I don't.
That's
think I'm
cool.
done.
Working in a team is good, as we
Yes.
established. So.
That's so true. I need a team
Yeah.
for that. But for now, just have to get the story out of me.
Mm-hmm.
That one, and then with the scenes, I also am running out of scenes right now because a lot of things changed since I wrote the story. A lot of characters changed, a lot of story line kind of changed, or the backstory. So now I have to change the future scenes as well.
Now, here's a question I have. So, for example, you want to do a few years in this one location,
Okay.
That's your idea, right?
Mhm.
They're at a clergy. I don't know if I should say this, but okay, I won't say. They're
Yeah.
somewhere. Bleep it. They're somewhere, and you want to show a few years before you move on to the next place.
Yeah.
Now, can you write all of the rest of the story and then come back and write these 5 years, or does exactly the
Oh.
small things that happen matter in how
I think I should
the story goes?
write as the time goes by, at least for me, for
Mhm.
at first. So I know, because, okay, for example, I did have a lot of scenes that I anticipated I would write about in the future.
Yeah.
And now you saw that I changed all of them yesterday.
True.
Because a lot of things changed since I started writing.
Yeah.
So I think I should go like as time goes by, like
Mhm.
by
That's good.
sequence
That's
of-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By sequence of time. I think it would be
I think that's
much
better too, because then it means that every scene is related to the next instead of you just putting 5 years here and then the plot moves forward after 5 years only.
that's true. And especially a lot of change happens in that location that is going to stay. So a very big part of him changes. So it's important. It's also part of the plot.
Right.
And they say that in novels you can have like as many plot twists or kind of like self-revelations, as they call it, as possible.
as you want. Yeah.
Yes. Some of them even have like, okay, books like David Copperfield or the other really big novels. They have like, I'm not sure, but it was kind of like a big number, maybe 70 self-revelations or like.
Right. And in a movie, that's like 7 or something.
Oh, 7, huh?
Like 10, something very small.
Or maybe even less. Maybe like, isn't it 1,
Well,
2? Or
yeah,
something?
it's like, it's a one very serious one, but throughout it could be different ones.
Oh,
so-
yes, for sure, yeah. every scene kind of like moves the plot forward, and also kind of is, I feel like, is a self-revelation, because when they react to something that happened to them, they decide something that's like a choice, right? So they kind of change their mind, and that's kind of a self-revelation as well.
That's true, exactly.
Self-discovery.
So, is there anything in the news that you saw that was worth talking about?
Well, the Pirates of Caribbean, I think.
I
I
heard they're thinking about making another one, but now they're trying to get Johnny Depp to join, but I don't think Johnny wants to.
Oh, yeah?
Which is fair, because like they fired him
Yes.
a few years ago for no
Without
reason.
even evidence.
Yeah. I mean, his wife was saying that he's killed some people. Just kidding.
Killed? What? Where did you get that from?
Biased sources. But no, the wife was like, yeah, he beat me, stuff like that. So I kind of understand why
I
Disney.
feel like Amber Heard is the modern example of that Lola girl that we
Lola.
were talking about, like the kind of infectious, toxic person that makes every man he comes in contact with miserable.
Yeah. No, I see it because she's so beautiful. She's like a siren.
Yeah.
A lot of people fell for her. She's a big actor as well, just acting all the time. And then I think she also dated Elon Musk. So yeah, exactly.
And
Like
having
Lola.
affairs.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you see, like, these people actually exist.
powerful people.
Powerful. I don't know. Yeah.
You don't think Elon Musk is powerful?
Yeah, he is, but
Oh.
like talking about the woman.
Oh, right.
It's like, okay, some people are, or even if you look at yourself, or when I look at myself, sometimes I just want to get energy out of other people. Like, that's a bad thing, you know? I just want, for example, sometimes I just want others or some people to give me energy and make me happy and you even like some people that say, okay, my partner is going to like make me happy, or like my husband is going to do that, or my wife will make me happy, or we'll have children and we'll be happy.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't depend your happiness
On anyone
on
other than you.
on anybody. Doesn't matter if it's a husband.
Yeah.
It doesn't
So
matter
true.
at all.
And that's why I don't think I'm ready to date, because I'm just looking for some guy to give me love, attention, take me on dates.
Yeah.
But that's not what you're supposed to be
Yes.
looking for.
That's exactly what. That's good that you know. That's
Mm.
what I think too. Like I shouldn't even be doing that because I'm sure at this stage at least,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm looking for someone, the reason is because I want like
Attention.
something like maybe some happiness out of them.
True.
But that's kind of like you have to be your source of happiness. all the
Yeah,
time.
once you learn that. Also, you shouldn't let drugs be your source of happiness.
Anything
Or alcohol, yeah.
anything that is temporary,
That's true.
like a phone or anything
Mhm.
addicting.
Yeah, you're right.
It really makes life miserable.
I agree. Are you currently happy, would you say?
I'm very happy.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm very happy since I decided to be happy. Like, okay, I can decide right here, right now, to be sad. Like,
That's
be
true.
really bitter right now.
Mm.
I can act it out like perfectly, and
Mhm.
you'll get sick of me by the end of the day. Want to just get the hell out of here.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, because I can do that.
Uh-huh.
But
But you've learned to act happy.
not to act happy, but decide to be happy. Like,
True.
or like, why wouldn't you be happy when you always count your blessings or like think of all the
There's so much
appreciate?
to be grateful about.
Yes, when you appreciate everything,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the oxygen in your lungs,
Yeah,
and the fact that you're here, very calm, in a
Mhm.
very good place,
that's true.
have really good friends. Why wouldn't you
Yeah.
be happy?
I used to do this too when I would just say what I'm grateful for every night. Maybe I
Mhm.
should do that again.
Oh, of course,
Mhm.
yes. Every night you should do that.
That's cool.
It makes a big difference. Or writing about it. I usually, in the morning, I have this 10 minutes of just writing anything that
Mhm.
comes to mind. And almost every time, even though, like, I don't even think, I just write. I
Yeah.
just write without stopping for 10 minutes. Every time it ends or just is about thanking about something. Even though I'm like,
I
nodding.
see.
It just ends up being about that one thing. Or
Good thing to be just grateful in life.
And when you're grateful, like, very good things happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
There's this saying in Iran, like in Persian, that thanking will make your blessings more, or like increases your blessing,
Mm-hmm.
and then being not being grateful and kind of like demanding decreases that. So it's like a poem, but that's kind of like the translation of that.
That's a pretty
basically.
good translation. It didn't rhyme, but it was good.
No, no, I didn't.
Do you know the Farsi as well?
Yeah.
What is it?
شکر نعمت نعمتت افزون کند کفر نعمت از کفت بیرون کند.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Yes, and lots of like Persian poets and poems, if you kind of like read them, they're very beautiful. If you want to learn more about, for example, how to live your life, or how to be
How to find
happier,
meaning in
how to
it.
find meaning
Mhm.
in life. Yes, they're just amazing for that.
Yeah, it's always them contemplating too, you know?
Oh,
That's what the
yes.
poems are about. Like,
Mhm.
Hafiz, what do you think life is about? And this is Hafiz saying it
Yeah.
himself.
Hafiz is more like, Hafiz is more judging the political or social kind of system
Oh, cool.
with his poems. And also, he is very like talking about meaning of life and God and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
All of them have God in them. Of
Yeah,
course.
they do.
Maulana is all about the creator, the
Mm-hmm.
divine
So
love,
cool.
the divine love. All of these poets only talk about divine God. Like all of the times that they talk about lovers,
Mm-hmm.
or they describe the lover, they're talking about God.
Really?
Yes.
Is that true? Why?
Of course. Didn't you know that?
Why don't they love the like other women or something?
Have you seen the women of that time with their
Oh.
mustaches and eyebrows?
So
I
that's
would
why.
love God too.
Wow, what about guys? You don't think they would like guys?
No. I don't know. But no, it's not about that. Like, it's very deeper than this, you
Mm.
know? A love of another person doesn't compare to love of God. Or
guess. Gotta
You
think about that.
guess?
Yeah, I mean, love of God is important, but it's more like not like a romance where you think about them and sweat.
It's very. I mean, there was like a time that kind of like I would never understand what by the love of God they meant. Okay, God, we can't see him or like that. And then how do you feel the love of God? That's something that your mind just makes up, or like you talk to yourself about that.
Yeah, true.
But when I actually felt it, how can I deny that? There was a time that I actually felt that, so how can I deny it?
Like you feel love from God or you feel love towards
Okay,
God?
there was this time that I watched this video or like read this poem, and it got me really thinking, and it made me very much cry.
Oh.
And it made my heart really like kind of, I felt heavy in my heart. So it was like God saying that, think about, okay, I love you, I love you, I love even the worst parts that you think about yourself, even the bad things that you've done. Think about everything that you've done. I love that even about you. And that was like very overwhelming, because you always think that, okay, I have to do something, be better, be like that, but do this, do that, do this, do that. But when you realize that God is like, no, I love that even with the worst part of you, like the worst things that you think you've done. I love that about you. I love you. And think about, and then can you love yourself? Like God asks, can you love yourself? I love you. I'm there for you. And then you're like playing with God. You say, I love you. And then God is like, but I love you more. And it's like a back and forth. And
you felt this?
Yes. And you're like, you know that no matter how much you say that or how much you feel it, you can never love as much as like God.
I see.
It's very forgiving. And then God says, okay, but do you love like the people around you? You think about that. And then you go a little bit more like during the history, or maybe people that have been like very bad people. Like maybe think of Hitler.
Okay.
He says, okay, can you love that?
Right.
Can you love what he did? Because I do. I love him.
God says that?
Yes, I even love every. That's
I don't think
the
God
thing.
loves
God
Hitler.
doesn't judge or do that. So God will love everybody. And it's like,
but then why is there hell if God doesn't judge? What do you mean?
hell is something I think that okay, I think that this is what I believe, is that there are kind of like bodies that we have, and there are process of our soul going from the physical body to the kind of like to its place, to the one, to the divine God, right? So I think that it's like when we leave our physical body, there is the field and the body of mind that we live in. And if we have done anything bad in our life, per se, we're going to suffer there in the body of mind. So there are people that, okay, maybe have like near-death experiences. And if they have done maybe something in their life that is a little like they feel that is bad, they know it's bad, they're not going to have a very good near-death experience because they're still in the mind. But those people that have a good conscience and feel good about their life and what they've done, they're going to have a very good experience. So I think that after the physical body, we go to the realm of mind. And in the realm of mind, that's like really huger than what our physical body is. And in the realm of mind, we're kind of like, okay, whatever bad we've done, we're going to live that again.
Oh, I see.
Like the bad feelings, the negative feelings, the torture that we've put others through or others put us through, we're going to relieve that kind of experience. And that's hell. That's something we've done to ourselves. And hell and heaven, I think they're all in this life. We experience
That's
that
also
here
true.
and when we're there, and then after we relieve that experience again, we're probably a little bit cleaner and we can kind of like move higher. I think that's the thing. And there is also this thing that they say that, okay, you're going to relieve, maybe incarnate as like a, what
Like
is
a cat.
and not a cat, like another person, maybe at another time, another universe, whatever, another person to learn your lesson. Until you become a person that realizes what's important, like until you grow as a soul and then go back.
What kind of person do you think you were in your past life? Let me think. I think I was probably really spoiled. I have to learn to not be spoiled. I don't know. In the past life, maybe I was like a princess or
Wow.
or maybe I was a cleaner.
Well, you know, it's very different. Actually, if you think that whatever you have in this life, it was kind of maybe like the opposite in the past life, because there was something that you didn't learn in the past life, whatever the circumstances were.
Yeah, then you need to learn
that
now.
you decided to come to this kind of reality or with this family, with this situation, to learn that lesson. So, for example, if you were a poor person and you didn't learn that thing that you had to, you'll probably be, for example, a rich person now.
Interesting.
A wealthy person born into a wealthy family. So in order to see if you can learn your lesson here.
Yeah.
Or grow. Because each life you do grow.
What do you think is your lesson in this life?
I'm not pretty sure. I think I have to learn to let go, first of all. Like, of control and everything.
Yeah,
Trust
true.
the kind of like, be calmer and trust the result, the God. Trust that.
That's really good.
Control my mind, because that's kind of the thing that many like different and last generations, I'm definitely sure, didn't do that.
True.
They had a lot of problem with that, because I do see it, like grandpa, my dad, or others.
Yeah, it's good to use that therapy. Just to control the mind, see what's going on.
I mean, therapy is not going to be... Therapy is like very time consuming and things like that, but you can instantly heal yourself if you kind of like be present.
That's true. Yeah, follow a bunch of rules. Like one of them is be present.
Being present is very important, because I think a lot of time I've lived a shadow life. Like it wasn't even me living, and it was like a bunch of routines and habits that was just running this body, and I wasn't even present there.
That's how you feel?
Yeah, most of people are like that.
But
Even
only in the past, right? Not in the present. You don't think? You think you in the present you have a choice to make?
I have a lot of trouble being present. It's very hard for me to be present, because my mind is always really all over the place. You can even see it, like, okay, I play music, then let's do that, and then let's do this. You know, I'm always like doing something.
Yeah, true.
On the phone maybe, or this. That means that I'm not present,
Right.
because I'm just following my mind. Whatever my mind says, I'm doing that. Your mind is not you. That's what I'm trying to say. Your mind is not you, and that's the shadow, and you think you are that. If you think you are this person with this kind of personality, like you are this girl whose name is this,
And has some
this
problems,
family,
yeah.
and has this kind of thing, you are so mistaken. You're for a big shock, because you're not that.
That's so interesting. It's really hard to be present in the moment. You're right.
Yeah. And then
As
you
soon
kind
as
of
you are.
meditate and see, okay, then if I'm not these things, then what am I? What am I? Like, who am I? And then they say, okay, I've been thinking about this. Know thyself. Know yourself, right? They say that a lot in philosophy.
Yeah.
Know yourself. But for a lot of time, I thought, okay, I should know myself in terms of know my weaknesses and strength and
True.
what kind of experiences I had and how I react or how my mind works. But maybe recently I've kind of been thinking maybe it means that know your true self. No, not the one that has weaknesses. If you just think about, okay, weaknesses, strength, and stuff like that, that means that you're thinking of the shadow self.
Right.
You're thinking of your mind. You're thinking of that. Know yourself, like your true self. Know your true self. Your true self is the one that is craving, for example, maybe for creativity or doing or being, expressing. Like,
yeah. So
that's
you're saying, like, if, for example, you are sleepy, let's say you're at 12 a.m., you're sleepy, that's not your true self. That's just your body who's tired. But your true self is the one who wants to, like, stay up and work. Does that make sense? No, okay.
It does kind of, I think.
Because you're trying to see, like, what your true self is, and you're saying the true self is creative. So you're the person who
your true self is here to, like, your true self doesn't even have to do anything, just has to be there. Just has to be, not do, be. That's the magic verb or word. Be, being. So your true self is the one that already has whatever you want and already is fulfilled and is very happy and is really energetic and has everything. Like, that's the true self. If you are anything but that, if you are ill, if you're depressed, if you're like that, if anything negative, that's not your true self. If you're if you're sad, that's not your true self. Because also sadness is like something that happens when you kind of lose that thing. Like, you lose the fact that
the positivity.
You lose yourself. When you lose yourself, you get sad at things. Why would you get sad in this short life? Like, what could make you sad? It's your mind. It's your shadow self. It's not you. It's your mind trying to talk.
Yeah, it is. So not everything in your mind is you, but
nothing in your mind is you. Only with the exception of a few things that your soul is trying to, like, communicate, because mind is like the intermediate, like the connector between your physical world and body and your soul. That's like the intermediate part, the connector. So sometimes when the soul is trying to connect with you and tell you to do something or be something, it does it, of course, through mind, through thinking, right? But it's very different. You know it's from the source. You know it's from there. It's from the real you. You can feel it. For example, there are lots of things. I used to want to do a lot of different jobs and want to pursue, like, different careers. But I never felt that thing. I knew there was something missing. But then when it came to writing, I immediately knew. I had this feeling. I knew that this was the thing. This was the thing to do.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you can feel it. What you have to do. Or
I agree. It's the same with film.
Yeah,
for me.
You definitely felt the same way for that as well.
Should we talk about Shawshank, or it's been an hour and a half?
Oh yeah.
Should we skip it? So we also watched a really cool movie. I won't talk about it too much, but I started putting on Shawshank Redemption for Anna, and she kind of liked it. I love how motivating that movie is.
Yeah.
And it's one of the top rated ever, so if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Shawshank, right? Shawshank.
Yeah, it's about these people in a prison.
What does it even mean? Oh, you said the prison
the prison. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
These people, they're just stuck there for 20, 30 years, and they're just living in prison.
Yeah.
And doing things. There. Yeah. It's really cool.
Cool, yes.
Such a violent prison as well.
Yeah, but it just is very inspiring too, like the characters.
I know. Imagine being stuck in a prison, still just writing letters, trying to improve something.
Oh yeah, always trying to improve, even there. But I haven't watched it till the end, so
we'll talk about it.
I don't know what happens next. Yeah.
What's happening next week? Next week is July. So okay, Barbie's not gonna be out yet. There's a little bit more time for Barbie. I think we're gonna talk about some kind of plot device. possibly act
Mhm.
breakdown. Talk about some
Yes.
movies.
Yeah.
And anything exciting happening? Yeah, I'll tell you about how my interview goes. Hopefully I get that job,
Oh,
make
yeah.
some money in the summer. We made some music. If something is good,
Yes.
maybe later we'll show it.
Mhm.
And how's everything else going? Yeah, just enjoy your summer.
Yes.
Go to the beach if you want.
or swimming.
Yeah, just go to the pool, local pool. Working out is fun. Find your true self. Feel happy. Check out short films. Music videos are so cool. Taylor Swift has directed the last 10 music videos that she made herself.
Wow, yes.
Amazing.
Very good.
And yeah, enjoy your summer. Do you have something to
Yes,
say?
exactly. And I will be working also on my novel, and I'll
Whoa.
update you on the process, the journey, and things. So you'll hopefully will be motivated to do it as well. If I can do it.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you that's crazy
You
that
can do it.
Anna's writing a whole novel. So this is gonna
Hopefully,
be
fingers
so cool. Yeah, and it's really exciting. Every time she hears it, reads it for me, I enjoy it. It's a historical, huge, epic drama, romance.
Oh my
cool.
god, thank you. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yes. And yeah, have fun. Take care of yourselves.
See you next week. See you next
Yes,
Saturday.
follow us, please.
Follow.
to
Check out
listen.
the TikTok. Oh, did you see, by the way, Instagram just came out with a new thing called Threads. Did you hear about that?
Oh, a little bit, but no,
Yeah,
like
it's
Twitter.
another app. Yeah, it's just like Twitter. So maybe you'll see us on Threads just putting stuff up.
It's new, so it's a good opportunity to go on there.
Exactly. Get on Threads. Okay. Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.